Demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I am here to bring you a video. I know it's Tuesday. I try to bring it on Tuesday. It's Tuesday night. Time is it? It's like 9:17 Eastern Daylight Time in the evening. So anyway, I want to get it done. I want to get it done tonight. So hopefully you'll be able to watch it on replay because you might not be able to come on and see it here. I am going to bring up the live so I can watch it with you. I do believe if I can get it going here, I will do that. Yay, here we are. So anyway, I am here to bring you this video. I'll do that in a second. I just want to say, don't forget, we have online exclusives that came out this month that you should see. There's some that's a must-see, really, really cute stuff. And to be ready to start thinking about holiday stuff, our holiday catalog will actually be out in September. And therefore, you'll be able to get fall stuff and Christmas stuff. I know we got a couple of Halloween sets out. I don't know if there'll be more Halloween or not. I haven't been able to see that yet. But when we do, we'll be able to relay that on to you. But right now, I just want to say, if you haven't got a demonstrator, I'd love to be that demonstrator. My information is in the description below, and you can get a hold of me that way. And the other thing is, I have a Facebook group and a Facebook page. My group, anyone can join, and I put all my PDFs for my cards there. So the card you see tonight, there will be a PDF over there that you can go and grab if you want a PDF for this. And that is about it. So I'm just going to be simple and turn the camera so that we can make this cute card. There you go, see in my hand again. I hate that, but I don't know how to change it. So anyway, let's go down. And let's bring this down some so that you can see a little bit better. And I hope that, let's see if it's too close. Yeah, that's probably too close. Let's go back up a little bit. There we go. So here's my PDF. It gives you the name of the video, the date. Actually, I started putting that on there. Everything I used to make it, and the directions. And what this is, these are shaker cards made with clear envelopes. So I have one done here on Pretty in Pink. These two are just alike. One's done on Pool Party, one on Pretty in Pink. This one I stamped inside and did a little coloring. I used the mixed florals on here, and this one I stamped partially the mixed floral here, just to give it a little something on the inside. And this one I used the new Painterly Pears, or I think that's what they're called. They're called something pears. Perfectly Pears is the stamp set. I think the suite is called Painterly Pears. And anyway, I used the DSP, and I used the stamps on this, and I absolutely just love this paper. These are just some embellishments I had from Stampin' Up. So the loose dots are in here, and then these iridescent champagne dots, they were from the holiday catalog, and I think they were on the last chance list, so I don't know if they're out yet, but this is the only thing I had to put in them. So that's what I did. I've ordered some other stuff that can go in them too. This was inspired by a card I did 4 years ago as a video. And so what I did is I brought it back to life, used new stuff, and here's that original one that I did. And that one was done November 30th of 2021. So it's a little outdated and stuff, so we kind of just upped our little game here. And I'm going to make these real quick for you. I'm going to do this one first, and then I'll do the pear one. Since they're totally different, I need to do them differently. And with that being said, I need to get my little scrap paper out of here. It's got all kinds of dots and all kinds of other stuff on it. And I am going to emboss this. This is a So Swirly embossing folder. And so I just embossed a piece of 5 1/4 by 4. And I am going to use the colors Pool Party, Bubble Bath, and Lemon Lolly. And that's what we're going to use on the card. So let's go with our Pool Party first. And I just want to add color to this. I'm going to set this over here on my, kind of over out of the way. And I just kind of get the beginnings of that off. That is real. I don't want to put a big round circle in here. So start off in my paper. And you can add as much or as little as you like of your color. There's no big deal on that. I like to get at least around my edges really good. So there we go. That just kind of clean my brush out after I'm finished. So I'm going to close that up. I'm going to bring in the bubble bath. Get my pink and blending brush. And then this is such a light color that, but it will show up eventually. And that's what I like about this. I made this card to be really soft and subtle and just calming, if lack of a better word. Just kind of a calming card. I'll turn it this way so I can do this side a little heavier. Now I'm just going to clean my brush out pretty much. And there's my pink. I think I got my brush pretty well cleaned out. That's a good thing. Clean your brush out. So if anyone's on here, if you could comment in the comments, if you can do that. Just say, hey, where you're from or whatever. Now I'm going to take Lemon Lolly, which yellow's my favorite color, but I don't use this a lot. And I don't even have a reason to tell you why. I just don't. Yellow goes on there pretty good. So let's clean out my brush a little bit. There we go. Got that done. So you clean your brush and do all that all at the same time. It's a great thing. So let's take those and set them out of the way. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a clear envelope. So I have the envelopes from Stampin' Up, which I really like to use. And I'm going to take, I want that to go to the back. So I'm opening it up. Put this in, and I'm going to fold this over this way to make that fit. You're probably saying, well, why didn't I make it as wide as the envelope? And the reason being is because I wanted a border on my card. So let me find a pair of scissors, and I am going to miter my edge just a little bit over here so it doesn't stick out so much. I'm just going to take and cut that off like so. And I'm going to bring in, what did I do with my tape runner? Lost my tape runner, guys. That's because, oh, here it is. I had a class today upstairs, so I had stuff upstairs, stuff down here, just a little bit of everywhere. But I'm using the tape runner because of this clear plastic. Now you can use tear and tape, but I wouldn't recommend liquid glue. So just make sure I have enough of that on there. I'm going to bring this over, make sure my cardstock is all the way over, and bring this over here. and tape it down. And then that way I have my card ready. Now, as you can see, that's a little off there. I'm going to miter this little edge. So when I get ready, I'm going to cut that up even at a diagonal. And I'm going to take, and since I closed this one and already, I'm going to miter that to the edge there also. And that way when I fold it over, when I am ready for that, then I'll just put everything in it. So let's put this out of the way. Bring in our, what I'm going to fill my shaker with. So I'm going to put a little bit of these loose dots in, because that's what I have. If you have sequins or all kinds of stuff that you've bought for different projects, by all means, seed beads, the seed bead sequins, little, like rhinestones, any kind of little bitty stuff that you can just pour in here. So I just take and pour it in. I don't try to shovel it or anything and pick it up out here, because then it'd be a mess. So there we go. There's our shakers. So I'm going to bring this over. I'm going to take and peel the backing off of that tape there so that I can bring this down. I want to hold this kind of flat. I don't want it to buckle. And I'm going to bring it over and I'm going to tape it. So that's how that works. So I am going to put this on Lemon Lolly. I did one on the pink. I did one on I did the bubble bath. I did the pool party. And now I'm going to do one on the yellow. So I'm just kind of pulling out the colors that I used for my stuff. And I'm going to crease that so that this will fit. And I want where I sealed that at the top. So that's how it's going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my seal again. And you know what? I'm not going to use this. I'm going to just show you with tear and tape also. You saw me do that with the seal there. But you can also use tear and tape. And you would want to get right there at that edge. And this actually helps you do that a little bit better. And you just tear your edges. So I'm going to put that on both sides. Because you really want your sides to stay down. And then I'm going to put this in between those other pieces of tear and tape, so that I can peel off the white part to make it sticky. And then I'm just going to put a couple pieces in the center. To help hold the center down. There we go. So we have our tear and tape on there. Now what we want to do is we want to make sure that's going to stick. So kind of just take your finger, or you can take your bone folder and just kind of push that down, because that will burnish that onto your sides. And you can take your pick tool and just get a hold of that white paper, if I can get a hold of it. I burnished it good, didn't I? Well, come on. Usually it'll come up. Not tonight. Maybe my fingers. Or maybe not anything. There we go. So, let's see if this will work any better. There we go. I loosened it anyway so I could get a hold of it. That's the thing, is getting the hold of it. There we go. That one worked. Well, it just doesn't want to come off on this tape. There we go. Come on. There we go. Get it back. Because that is a lot of sticky. Lot of sticky on here. But you want that to really stay down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that over. And I'm going to put that on my card. And then after I do that, one thing that I hardly ever do on my videos is color. Don't ask me why. I love to color. I think I just don't want to take up the time in a video to do that. But we are going to color this so that you can see the colors. And I use the exact same colors again. Light and dark lemon lolly, light and dark bubble bath, and light and dark pool party. So I'm going to take my dark yellow and I'm going to color in the centers here of these little flowers, and then I'm going to color all these little flowers with my yellow. Might as well, right? We could have left them white or whatever, but I like color. And I am not going to like shade those. I'm going to leave those like that. And I'm going to bring in my light lemon lolly. And then I'm just going to blend that all in. So I kind of have that dark around the bottom edge. And there's that. Now we're going to take Petal Pink. Nope. I say that all the time. It's a bubble bath. I use Petal Pink so much that I just automatically say it. So I'm going to take my dark and I'm going to color at the top of that. And then I'm going to bring my color down. Like so. And then that's better. Okay. And I'm going to do the same on my little one. And I just find it easier to do my dark and then my light. And when I do my light, I'll brush up into that. And you want to hit into your dark because what that does is the alcohol in this marker will kind of rejuvenate your dark color so that they can blend and you won't have that stark line there where you stopped and started your colors. And you probably already know that, but just a reminder. And when I'm coloring, I turn my stuff every which way. I don't leave it one way to color. And then I'm going to do the bottom flower. And then one thing, if I don't think that that's dark enough towards the top, I can bring my dark color back in and put a little color in there. But so far, it looks good. We'll see once we get it all done. Now we're going to do our leaves. And here again, I'm going to bring my dark color. And I'm going to do my stems coming down. And I don't try to shade these either because they are too small. And what I did where the black stems are, I just kind of took my pool party and just added a little color into what would be the stems there, so we can see more of that pool party. And that's what we did there. And then we're going to take and put some dark in our leaves. And don't forget, the underside of your leaves is usually the shades on them, so you want to put the darker under your leaf, like right here. Make sure I got all of my leaves. I think so. Bring my light color in, and we're almost done. This makes a quick card, and you don't have to, I mean, you can fuss over this coloring all you want, but you don't really have to. So there you go. That is easy peasy, right? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my piece of scrap here, and I'm going to get out my pool party again, and I'm going to stamp my saying, thinking of you. Whoa, as I about dropped that. Yep, that would be something I would do. I want a smaller piece. I do. I keep all my little scraps, so I have lots of different sizes of scraps. I love it. I have stuff sitting everywhere, guys. I got all my class stuff to put away and all of this stuff to put away. My thinking of you came out of Wonderful Thoughts. It's a set of all sayings, and I just really like that because I like to have some kind of sentiment on the front of my cards. It's just what I like to do. And then I'm going to bring in the mixed florals, and I am going to, this is my inside, and I think on this one, I am going to put this leaf and stamp it as soon as I find me a block. Put it corner to corner, and I'm going to stamp it in black, and I'm going to put that on for the inside of my card, and I'm going to color it just real quick. You don't have to do all your cards the same. We're not going to the same people, and that way you don't get bored with them. And that's what makes it nice, is you can change up the insides, you can change a little bit on the outsides, you know, just do whatever to kind of make it yours and keep you from getting bored with them, because there's only one person at a time that's going to see them. So let's bring it back in my dark color, and I'm just going to, and I like to use this bigger bullet in, but you have to be very careful when you're doing little bitty areas. I don't know why I like using this. I started out using it, and it just kind of stuck with me. I don't know. But that's okay. We each color on our own way. So let's just make sure we bring that back into that darker color, just to make them blend a little bit. You have to rejuvenate the color that's dried on there. And we do that by the other color. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? So that's for the inside of my card. So we did that very quickly. My glue gun that I usually use is in the basket behind me that I have to put away. So I'll get to that later. So let's just put this in here and see how that stands out. Isn't that pretty? And that matches the leaves that's on there, but they're right here. But we do know it matches the leaves. Now let's find the dots. Don't see any. I have them. So I'm just going to cut this into strips. And we're going to use it. Oops, that one fell off. So we'll just use it first. I'll put that right up there. And I add quite a bit because I want this to stand up really good. And I want it to grab onto that plastic. So I add a lot. Mainly because I can. And mainly because I want that to really stand up. And you're thinking, geez, Rita, how much are you going to put on there? I'm going to put about that much. About that much. And then I'm going to peel them. And I like to use the edges. I like to use everything on those dimensionals. They don't have to be in the circle form. Whatever. And you notice I color the back so I can see which one's got the backing off of it and which ones don't. Just helps. So I'm going to go ahead and put my flower on here. I'm going to put him straight. I like him straight. Whoops.